recruiting and retention continue to challenge police departments across the country. In Quincy, officials say they are struggling to fill not only officer positions, but volunteer spots as well. WGEM's Shakayla McCamick joins us now live outside QPD headquarters to tell us just how we can help fill that void. Shakayla?
Daniel, auxiliary officers are those you see directing parade traffic or keeping crime scenes clear of trespassers. They help protect the community and assist QPD deputies. Now, with football and parade season in full swing, QPD officials tell me they need more auxiliary officers now so the community can continue celebrating safely.
I just feel good volunteering my time knowing that I'm making a difference in helping the community.
Allie Jarvis has worked in a variety of law enforcement roles throughout her life. After working as a 911 dispatcher and corrections officer, she began working as a full-time nurse. But that policing passion, she says, is something she hasn't wanted to give up.
And then when I moved to Quincy, I started working in the Adams County Jail, and I was told about the Citizens Police Academy, so I went through that. And then I was told about auxiliary, so I joined that.
Lieutenant Jarvis is one of 7 auxiliary officers who volunteer to help protect the Quincy community. But with the department not yet fully staffed, Chief Adam Yates says finding more volunteers is essential to QPD's operations.
Our auxiliary officers are able to do things that free up our sworn police officers to investigate crimes and respond to calls for service. So it's a key part of our department, because they're able to direct traffic, assist at parades or with runs, and leave the sworn officers available to do the police work.
Yates says the volunteer position is a good way to get your feet wet in law enforcement. He says he started out as an auxiliary officer.
It was a great experience for me. We allow our auxiliary officers to drive squad cars, so we train them how to operate the radio, how to operate the lights and siren, direct traffic, things that really came in handy, because when I got back from the training academy, those were things that I already knew how to do as a Quincy auxiliary police officer.
Whether you're retired, looking for a career change, or wanting to become a cop, Jarvis says the qualifications to become a Quincy auxiliary officer are simple.
As long as you're over the age of 18, can pass a background check. If you're interested in law enforcement, this is a way to get your foot in the door, make sure this is really what you want to do.
And Jarvis says all of the training is done right here in Quincy. She says volunteers can choose what hours they want to contribute each month. And if you want to volunteer, all you need is to be 18 years old, have a valid driver's license, and be able to pass a background check. Live in Quincy, Shakayla McCamick, WGEM News.
Thanks, Shakayla. And you can find more information on how you can become an auxiliary officer on our website, WGEM.com.